I was talking to my friend Shannon the other day, and I told her how I had found so much AFMA, and she said, yeah, she's got a lot that she needs to get listed too. You know, in small lots, like 2 or 3 or 4. And I said, well, let's go look and see what's selling for a lot, because I only have the little ones. There's a larger AFMA too, and those are the ones that sell for more. The first one in solds on eBay was $1,000. Today we're doing another haul video. I saw pictures for one of our local companies this week, and the house was just full of vintage. It was all things vintage, and a lot of stuff just seemed like it was piles and piles and piles of stuff new in their packaging. I think somebody had a shopping problem. So we went to this estate sale this morning, spent $65. So I'm going to show you the stuff that we picked up there, and then I'll probably grab a bins bag because it wasn't a whole lot of stuff. But some stuff was personal, some stuff was to resell. And I don't know. We'll see. A lot of this Robert picked up, so what, you know, I'll have to let him tell you what.
Couple things.
Most things.
Really?
I think so.
Oh.
I think. So let me go ahead and show you. The first things I picked up were these Ashton Drake little mini dolls. I paid $3 each. I have 3 of them. They are so cute, but they feel, yeah, they feel ceramic. But I was seeing sold comps for some that were, they were marking them as new, but I didn't see the boxes. You know, like 2 of them have their paper tags, like $20. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is putting the 3 of them together and maybe listing for the like 50. So this was probably like 6 into 50. But be careful, they are breakable. And then, let's see. Robert picked all of these up. Now recently, what was that other?
They were pink.
Yeah, we bought some pink utensils, and I sold them very, very quickly for $50. So he has picked up 2 sets of plastic vintage utensils. This one kind of looks purple, and they are marked Ultra Temp. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Yeah, on the back, made in the USA. Got some numbers on them. So we've got what looks like 5 of the purple and 5 of the like amber color. We paid $6 for one and
8 for the purple.
8 for the purple. And what were your comps showing?
Somebody has a lot of 2, 4, 6, 8 of the amber for 105.
Holy
but they're going,
cow.
4 is usually like 40 or so.
So about $10 each.
Yeah, about $10 each probably.
That'll work. So I'll probably list them. Yeah, probably like $49.95 again. And so we're turning what, 14 into hopefully about 100 on these.
Decent sell-through rate, it looked like.
Mm-hmm. He always goes to the kitchen and finds weirdness like that. Now I can't figure this out. Look, I found Pampers. I paid $5 for these, but they are Sesame Street, I think, 2015. Why did I think Sesame Street? Because the picture doesn't look Sesame Street. I think on the, let's see what I was looking at. Made in the USA. Are all Pampers made in the USA? I'm looking at the wrong side, maybe. Oh, yeah, it says Sesame Street, Sesame Beginning, 2015. I don't know. Maybe this little picture is. I saw somebody had sold, I want to say, like, loose diapers for like $20. But I've got a pack of 35, I don't know, 40 or 50. Let me know in the comments. I've never, ever sold vintage, not even vintage, old stock, I guess you could call it, Pampers. Don't know. For $5 though. All right. Robert picked these up. How much were the gowns?
$3, I think, for the nightgowns.
All right, 2 nightgowns. They were Lady Manhattan. There was a room that was full of clothes and a huge closet that it was all in the bag, all vintage. A lot of, we looked up a couple things, just didn't have high sell-through rates, so we chose not to. But then again, it was vintage. I don't know. But what did you find on these?
I want to say they would probably be used. We're going for 20 or 25, it seemed like, with a decent sell-through. So I'm hoping 30 or 35 for them, maybe.
Yep. And there, it has a Walmart tag on here. Flannel gowns. So that would be good. 3 into that. I wished maybe we could have figured out this other vintage stuff better. All right. Found a Dora the Explorer flannel blanket. Paid $6 for it. The prices were up a little bit. The tag's faded. But I'm thinking maybe $30 or $40 for this. Now, I took a chance with this. It just, I paid $8. It feels wool. It really does, but it's hard. Well, the body here is soft. I Google lensed it. It was pulling up Barrington, Yorkies, yada, yada, yada. So I do not know. Just something told me go ahead and buy it. If nothing else, I'm going to send a picture of this to my friend Courtney up in Connecticut, see what she thinks. I don't know. I'm hoping 50 plus for it. But I mean, just very lifelike.
I tried Google Lens on a doll. Well, kind of a realistic looking doll they had there that Rebel was looking at and couldn't find the information on. And Google Lens refused it because it said it would not do people, essentially.
Yeah.
The face was so
It
realistic.
was like a reborn looking doll. But they wanted $20 and for just regular dolls and $25, I think, for their Cabbage Patch. No. Now this, I saw in the pictures and then forgot and didn't pick it up the first time through. Actually went back to that room that had all the toys, and it was maybe somebody picked it up and then changed their mind. I don't know. I paid $8 for this. It is actually Hasbro, but it's from a series called Joy to All. And I think a lot of these are used in nursing homes for patients that, want a pet, but they can't have a pet. I guess it makes lots of normal noises, moves like a real cat. These sell 50 plus, 60, 70. I think I saw some that were like 80, but it's in really nice, clean condition. I wouldn't have picked it up if it was dirty. That would have just been too much work. But we'll see. So definitely, it's called Joy to the War. What did I say? Joy to Life? Oh. No, Joy to All. Yeah. 2015. I'm glad either it was still there and I just hadn't noticed it, or somebody returned it.
They had a lot of musical instruments. Banjos, guitars, a fiddle, a mandolin.
A whole room of vintage musical instruments. And they were one of the first things. This guy, it was a very small house, so we all had numbers, and we didn't get there on time.
There were 5 rooms.
5 rooms.
And we were early 50s in line. So
yeah. It took us a little bit, but that was the first 3 things that got carried out were musical instruments. So they must have been they had to have been.
They were priced $200, $300, $400, $700 for some of them in there. Oh, it looked like the fiddle or whatever. It said 45 on it. It was a fiddle. I don't know.
$45 or $4,500?
But it was on the case. I didn't see anything on the fiddle. Maybe it was just the case for 45. I don't know. But it was interesting to see so many musical instruments in there.
Yeah, and I mean, the first guy who paid had bought one of those amps. I mean, that was the first things that flew out of that house. Picked up these gloves. They were $1. Vintage, leather, kind of interesting, small, and the brand was Spartan. How much?
Probably 20 to 30.
All right. Decent.
If I was looking at the right comps, that is. Because you know how that goes sometimes.
Yeah. Something's up with eBay search right now.
Man, the eBay search it's all jacked up.
You can't do voice to text. You
Really?
can't. I mean,
It's
yeah,
bad.
but it'll do one word. It'll do one of your words. And then if you want to delete something, like it picked the wrong word, it'll do one letter and then jerk you to the end. One letter, jerk you to the end. I don't know what's up. And maybe that explains, among all the other things, why my sales are so deplorable right
We'll
now.
blame it on that.
Yeah,
Not
let's
the,
just blame it on that. Not the promotions.
and not that everybody spent all their money on Christmas either.
I saw some, I had, what's the word? People that are feeling the same way we are.
Oh, about the promoted listings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in comments of our last video, they're like, yeah, no, we're not doing it. And then Robert found these. These are yoga mats, and this goes under a yoga mat. Am I going to be using it to work out? No. Do you know what I use it?
We just got back from the gym though.
But we did just come back from the gym. Now, I put my toys on these, and this will allow me to do another load and have more space across my living room floor under the ceiling fan to get stuff washed and dried. That's all it was for. I have 2 mats right now, so I was limited on how many loads of laundry I could do.
But yeah, this will double the space you have there.
All right, and then that was it. Oh, I found one little pair of socks, but these are for Janaya. Her and Daniel are all about character socks. So let me go ahead and show you one of the bags, at least, from the bins. We're still at the end of the car from unloading. We haven't unloaded them, but this is still from the second day, which wasn't our better day, but I still found good stuff.
Every time we're out driving somewhere and I look in my rear view mirror and can't see anything, I tell Rebel, we need to unload the truck.
When we get home, no, we don't. But he brought in 4 bags, so it's a start.
Yeah, we were dumb. First video we did, Rebel bent over and picked up each individual item out of the bag on the floor.
Yes, instead of weighing it all out. And
It took so much extra time that I had to chop
That
it
he had
all
to
up,
cut.
and yeah, it's gotten a little better at least.
I picked up quite a few of these 5 Nights at Freddy's. I know you got to be careful with them. There's a whole lot of fakes out there. I'll Google Lens, do my due diligence, but I just planned on making one big lot when I finally do get all of them together. This was, me, Aurora. I love them. Just a reminder, this was from the St. Louis bins. It's $2.09 a pound, so that's how much I paid. And no, I still haven't looked to see how much I spent. But just a cute dinosaur. If I've got others, which I don't think so. I don't know if I've ever seen dinosaurs in Aurora. I made, I'll make a lot. Otherwise, it'll probably start out at $9.95 minimum. I know I have several Maxes in this series by Aurora. That's why I picked him up. I'm going to try to make a lot of Max and the Grinch. Minecraft. Just sold a mine. Didn't you ship a Minecraft today?
That's it, dolphin.
Yep, a dolphin. Some of these larger plush I do better with. Otherwise, I'm just going to make a lot. Yeah, I'll look to see if I've got any lots put together, and I'll just add it to it. I forgot to check this. I don't like to buy a whole lot of large plush, but I'm hoping it'll still be all right. Again, another 5 Nights at Freddy's, but larger. Trying to see. Funko. I've got water in my glasses. 2022. Not too old. I don't know. I'm hoping $20, $25 for it. Maybe more. Would be nice if it was more. Oh, another 5 Nights at Freddy's. I hadn't had this one before. I'm pretty sure I have a, what is it? Super Nintendo World plush lot. I'm just going to add it to it. Oh, I found quite a few. I think Robert found quite a few. Pusheen. I'm going to make lots out of them. I just seem to do better with lots as far as the Pusheen. I know there's some that sell for quite a bit, but almost all, I think this was like the largest one we found. Maybe. I am so sorry, but somebody I've met previously and I can't remember her name. I am really sorry. Handed this to me while we were standing in line to check out. She said, you know how we talk about this sometimes? She says she cannot sell folk manis. So she said she noticed that I do better with it, and so she handed this to me, which is very appreciative. And it has the paper tag. I don't understand that whole phenomena. Like, my friend Beth can sell Anna Lee. I've had Anna Lee in my store for years that haven't sold. And I mean, I've got them down to like the $9.95. I just don't get it. But thank you very much.
Maybe this is what we should start doing. We should set up a system of trusted resellers on eBay. We'll pick up the Anna Lee, right? Mm-hmm. We'll pick up the Gloria Vanderbilt. Beth and Shani will list. Shani can list the Gloria Vanderbilt, and Beth can list the Anna Lee. And then when they sell it, we'll ship it for them. Mm-hmm. And then the stuff that we sell that they find that they can't sell, they'll pick it up and ship it for us. I think that would be a great system. We'll all make more money that way. But you got to make sure you got good and trusted people. Mm-hmm. Beth's kind of sketchy. So.
Beth. All right. Another Five Nights at Freddy's. I told you, I bought a bunch. I am pretty sure over in here somewhere is another I Love You. What is it? Guess How Much I Love You plush. I'm going to put this with it. That's how my brain works. I bought several of these that I was going to make a lot. I passed one and then I see another one and I thought, well, you know, that's the Target dot. Not sure if it says anything. No, just Target brands. So I went back and I found a couple of these that I was going to make a lot. You know, even if it's like $12.95, $14.95 for 3 or 4 of them, it was definitely worth picking up. All right, AFMAL. I found a bunch the first day and a couple the second day. You know, for the most part in the last year, I was selling them $10 to $15 each. Not quite sure where they are, but it brings up a story. I was talking to my friend Shannon the other day, and I told her how I had found so much AFMAL, and she said, yeah, she's got a lot that she needs to get listed too. You know, in small lots, like 2 or 3 or 4. And I said, well, let's go look and see what's selling for a lot, because I only have the little ones. There's a larger AFMAL too, and those are the ones that sell for more. The first one in solds on eBay was $1,000 for one that looked like a mummy. And I was like, holy heck, why can't I find this one? And I went to product research, looked it up. Guess how much it sold for real? Now it's showing 1,000 in solds. It sold for $50. Still worth picking up, but somebody would have lost their mind if they found it thinking that they were going to sell it for, 1,000. Maybe paid $20 or $30 for it, not realizing that at that point, it's a little bit sketch on how much profit you're going to make. Don't rely on solds. I mean, for the high dollar stuff. For the normal stuff that I pick up, you know, that I'm just clarifying that I'm in the right price point. Yeah, I can use solds, but start using Terapeak. I want to keep calling it Terapeak. Product research. Use it to truly figure out what stuff is worth.
So the reason I expect that happened is somebody had that mummy in a lot with some other stuff. Somebody messaged them and say, I only want the mummy. Would you make a separate listing? So they took the listing down, listed it for $1,000, but they had previously agreed on $50. I want to buy it for $50. So they listed it for $1,000. So nobody in their right mind is going to buy it. But the buyer that made the agreement is going to come in, offer $50, and the seller is going to accept that. There's a guy that sells a lot of small engine parts that he does that. He'll have something listed. He'd have stuff like maybe listed on Facebook Marketplace, not trusting people on there necessarily. So he would list it on eBay for $1,000, and they would offer him the $50, and then he would take the $50 and ship it. So that's kind of a way to make sure the right person is getting that, so that the person you made the deal with doesn't get shorted on their end of the deal.
And that makes sense. Because, I mean, I've done that like once ever in 27 years where I listed something way high knowing that this person was going to send me an offer, and, you could wish that it would sell for the high price and say, sorry if you snooze, you lose.
I'll split it with you. Here's $500.
But yeah, don't trust solds. Don't. All right, so I probably got a dozen or more AFMAUs that I'm going to have to check to see if they're worth listing individually, but more than likely in lots. And then I picked this up. Big old plush. It will fit in the normal box. It is Walmart. I just sold something recently. I want to say it was on Etsy. And it was large. I want to say $50, $60, $70. So that's the hope, you know, even if it's $25 or more. But I tend to do really well on these, you know, use the word pillow also. And well, just wait and see. All right, I'm being told, be done. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. I've got tons to share with you, but it was fun being able to share with you something that's not bins, which was this estate sale that we went to. Will they go back the half price day? Probably I don't know. Probably not. Everybody is starting up this weekend with sales, but that was truly the only one that I thought is worth driving to. So I may just end up working out here, getting stuff processed and put into the drafts. All right, y'all. Get to work. Bye.